What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Times.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? And welcome to this spring break episode. So we're recording a little bit early, so if something crazy happens while I am away with the fam, I'm sorry I missed it. We'll talk about it the following week. This one's right in the middle of the week. So we just got done recording last week that you're still watching right now, probably, or you just finished watching. And now we've already started the next week. Luckily, a lot of stuff has happened. So please continue to tune in. So Monday and Tuesday are topics. Wednesday discussion. Thursday's Ask a P. So the one I just recorded that will, oh, I'm sorry, time works differently this way. So the one that you have just watched would have been Jacob Hill. So GRC Academy, you have watched that one. And I just recorded last night, I recorded one with Sam Brown. So Sam Brown is an author, a keynote speaker, and as well as just an all-around good guy who is working with youth, and he just released his book. So grow through what you've gone through is the title of the book, and it's just amazing, inspiring story. A little bit different than what we're used to, right? I had him on the show before to talk about the hiring process and getting into just getting a job in general, because things were really crazy at that time. And now it's a follow-up on his book and what he's been doing. So a little bit different, but definitely tune in for that. Remember to check us out on Medium, where we're doing our articles now with embedded video and audio. On LinkedIn, same thing, embedded audio and video. And then we have a weekly newsletter. So all up in your inbox. But without further ado, I'll give it to Shannon.
All right, everybody. This next article is from IBC7Chicago.com, written by Jason Knowles and Ann Pistone. And the title of this one is Hackers Take Over Family's Cricket Wireless Account, Shut Down Phones, and Take Over Financial App. So this is the world we live in. So we have it to where we have the convenience of everything being on our phones, and this is the downfall of that. So for all of that convenience that we love to have everything at our fingertips, make everything so easy, you got people that still don't set just like save passwords wherever, on their phones, which is kind of what happened here. They had just like a note app, I think is what they said, and they had like different information on it. I think it was their garage code or something like that. But this is what can happen. So all of the smartphones on the account, they got taken over. So their banking apps, that was on their what do you call them? The brokerage accounts for like what do you call it?
Your voyage?
No. Robinhood, crypto.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what it was.
Crypto,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Crypto, Coinbase was on there, so they got access to that. Yeah, they had about $1,200 in that one that they lost, $2,000 in stolen Apple Cash and gift cards that were stored on the phones. But again, this is the convenience we asked for, and this is the downfall of that, right? Now, so there were some things they were able to stop because all of a sudden they were just on their phones. They got the SOS message like they had lost the ability to communicate on them. So things started churning in their head, and they kind of figured out, hey, something's not right here. And so they were able to get ahead of the game when it came to them possibly losing access to some stuff. So some stuff was saved. But again, everything that we have on our phone, our social media accounts, their Amazon accounts, if they got any type of streaming services on there, like they lost access to all of that. So contacts in the phone were easily hacked, account passwords they were storing on there. So bank transfers, like again, the conveniences that we want. The downfall in this is that this is what can happen, right? Like if things aren't properly protected, and even then in the article they don't say how they lost access to it. Like they don't say whether or not it was Cricket Wireless that was at fault here, or if it's something that they did. Maybe they had some type of app on the phone to where they allowed this this hacker into their lives, possibly downloading something they shouldn't be downloading, which is some of the episodes we've done. We've talked about that, like people getting these apps that are not authorized through one of the Play stores, right? Whether it be Apple or Android. And then what ends up happening is this is how these ne'er-do-wellers get in, right? But they've been dealing with this for a little while now, and they're trying to. Cricket Wireless hasn't been too much help to them about this. So they keep saying, Cricket keeps telling them nobody can help us. They can't do anything about it. And this is what's sad about this. So we always think that because we have these devices that they're automatically secure, and that's not the case. Like this podcast, we would have nothing for this podcast if that was always the case, because everybody who has a phone has everything secure. There are steps that need to be taken, but in this instance, it was a simswap scam, right? Is what it was. So somehow the criminals obtained an account pin, some other personal information, and again, we don't know whether or not it was through Cricket Wireless or something that they did. Maybe they went onto a site that wasn't properly protected, and the information got hacked there or was out in the open. But they've just lost control of everything in their life. So be careful out there, folks. I'm just saying, like, this is what can happen when you like. I've talked to people before when it comes to cell phones, and they're like, I've even met somebody probably within the last year or so, about a year or so, didn't have a cell phone. And they, like, when they tell you why they don't have it, they sound kind of conspiracy theorist type, you know what I mean?
Or they got warrant.
Oh, could be. That could be true. They could be getting trapped through warrants. But like, this is the type of stuff that they could be protected from. Like, as they start talking about stuff, it's just like, I don't know. That's a little, like, that's the way of the world now. But if they're talking to somebody that's in a situation like this family is, you don't, he's probably like, nah, see, this is what I was talking about. This is why I don't have one. Like, okay, well, you waited a year for this to actually pay off for you to where what you said makes sense. But the world we live in, the world of technology, this is the cost of doing business. So just make sure you're out there protecting your identity, limiting the information, right, that you put out on social media, right, because that could have been a way that they got a hold of all this, right. If they do hack your phone, just make sure you don't have easy passwords in there. Just you got to be careful out there, folks, because stuff like this can happen. And again, this is a whole family, right? This is a whole family that's losing access to everything, because it's not like it's just one person. Like, everything now is a family plan when it comes to these cell phone carriers, right? So if that was to happen, it's going to be the person who got hacked, their spouse, their children, if they have phones. So be careful out there, folks, and just make sure you're not storing stuff on your phone that, well, I can't say storing stuff openly on your phone. Make sure you got some type of protection or something if you want to access something on there, password protection or something along those lines. But Ryan, what's your thoughts on this?
So I kind of thought of it from a different perspective, because a few years ago we talked about T-Mobile. T-Mobile had something similar. It was an inside job, so it was the rep at the store was swapping the SIMs out and being paid for it. So that's where my mind automatically went, because I remember that story, and I was like, I had to be inside job. So I had Cricket back in the day. So Cricket, I didn't know Cricket had expanded to the national scale. Like, so Cricket was in Western New York, right? It was for people like me who couldn't afford AT&T or Sprint because you're a poor college kid. And I had Cricket until I joined the military. So it was a very small outfit, like very limited coverage. I had Nokia brick phone. You play Snake on it, was pretty much it. Kill somebody with it because it was so heavy and blunt. But yeah, they were small times. I didn't know Cricket was as large as it is now. So that's pretty crazy to see. But it has been 2 decades.
Seen the commercials, man.
So it may be. I think I saw maybe one or two, but I've only seen like one or two stores here. So I just assumed it was still like back at home, where it's only like a handful of stores in your city or whatever. But obviously, I'm not. I'm ignorant to their current coverage. So please forgive me, Cricket. I don't want you coming after me. But in this case, so my assumption would be, because it could have been done remotely, but I would, like, the easiest would have been they issued it to them like that at the store, or they came in for a repair, and like maybe a repair store or something, like someone got a hold of the physical device and swapped the SIM out and started doing bad guy stuff with it. It's something you don't really think about when you're getting your phone serviced or you're buying a brand new phone. Like, it's a brand new phone, and they always charge you for the SIM. You'd be like, why did that just not come with the phone? Like, this is a ripoff. Like, it's like $25 per phone or something like that for a piece of plastic. But I think it was probably at the initial purchase. They went in the store, and that's what they were given. I think it's what'll come out in the next week or so. Cricket will, like, it was him or her or whomever at the store location. They just have to do their due diligence. So if it was on initial purchase, that's nothing they could do about it. Like, that's just unfortunate. People are bad people out there. Like, things like this do happen. But if it was a repair, then that's a little bit different. But I don't even know how you can protect yourself from that either. Like if you take your phone to the mall kiosk, or you take it to one of those stores in the strip mall or something like that, how would you know if they swapped the SIM out? Unless you were very paranoid, you put tape over it or something. Like you would, it wouldn't even come to mind, which is what's so crazy about it. So that's unfortunate, and especially with them being so damaged. Because I mean, ultimately, we talk about this is the keys to the kingdom. That's the keys to the kingdom. Like legitimately, cell phones are the keys to the kingdom. You do everything for your cell phone, like you said, banking, brokerage. If you had cryptocurrency, it probably won't worth nothing anyway. So don't worry about that. I too have Dogecoin. It's worth nothing. I kid. I feel bad for him, but um, it's you do everything through your phone. Like even I want my driver's license to be on my phone, just like my registration and my insurance card. I want everything to be through my phone. But then here's the, like you said, the negative side of it. If you consolidate all of your life into one device, and that one device becomes compromised, everything goes with it. And in this case, it's terrible for this family, and with the situation they're currently in, because they're gonna have to change everything, and who knows what's already been compromised. Right? But like that gentleman we talked about a few months ago, where his whole life is pretty much ruined, with his data being sold, and then he's got boats and houses and all types of stuff on his credit that he's gonna have to get expunged over the next decade, probably, of working on his credit. So hopefully that's not the case here, but it sounds like that's the case here. Like they got them good. Again, if it was on initial purchase, there's really nothing you could do about it. Hopefully they sue the crap out of that person in that store, if that's the case. But if it was like a third party vendor, it's gonna be a little bit harder. Like you have to prove that now. Like I went to the kiosk in the mall and they got me, or something like that. I think that'd be a little bit harder. But in the store, all that stuff is supposedly um, inventoried. So they should have an account. They should be like, "Why we have extra Sims here? Like, how do they walk out of here without a Sim, basically, or a duplicate Sim?" So that should be trackable. If it came from the store, they should be able to figure it out and figure out who did it. But again, if you went to a third party because you broke your screen or something like that and they got you, I don't know how you would rectify that. So it's unfortunate, but we'll see what the future holds. Like it's because cricket is big now, right? They'll have to be accountable for it. Like they might not want to play ball right now, but that may be because they're doing their due diligence, trying to figure out what happened, so on and so forth. But if you want to play with the big boys, T-Mobile got punched in the face over it. So if you want to be a T-Mobile, then here you go. You're gonna have to pay the piper. Is that the saying?
That's right. You got it.
Yeah. So we'll see what the future holds. But definitely continue to tune in. Monday and Tuesday, again, are our topics. Wednesday, discussion. Thursdays, Ask a Sis P. If you have not, go back and listen to Jacob Hill. And if you are in the future, listen to this more currently, stay tuned for Sam Brown. So we have a lot of really good episodes coming up. And that Friday, everything else. This one will be kind of short because we just did one. So how much could we really consume? Hit up all the websites that go by our name. It'll either be The Other Side of the Firewall, The Other Side of the FW, Ask a Sis P. Hit me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. You can find me on LinkedIn, Clubhouse, Twitter, Threads, IG, maybe TikTok if I can get in there before it gets banned, and then Medium and LinkedIn articles as well. And then Chris Abakan, you can find him at Chris A. Bacon on LinkedIn. Stay safe. Stay secure.